Wow, what a crowd. Welcome, everybody. Friends, family, special guests, mayor, commissioners, welcome to the City of Aventura promotional ceremony for our next Chief of Police, Mr. Bryan Pegues. This is a great honor for me. This is a great honor for me today to emcee this event for you, as it is yet another historic moment for our agency. We here at Aventura have been extremely blessed when it comes to leadership in our police department. Our former chiefs, Tom Ribble and Steve Steinberg, have set the bar for nothing short of excellence, and as a result, succession to our next chief was easily obtainable from within. I've had the privilege to work with Bryan for over 19 years. During those years, he has shown that he understands people. He has been a friend, a confidant, a mentor, and a leader. Most often, the calm within the storm and the voice of reason, Bryan has proven himself to be someone that we can proudly stand with as members of this agency. As I've said many times before, we work for the greatest city in Miami-Dade County, and in my opinion, the greatest police agency in the country. I'm very confident that Chief Pegues will continue that success, and with that, I ask you all to please stand as I call our Aventura Police Honor Guard to present the colors of these United States. Honor Guard, present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States. I pledge of allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as I invite the Aventura Aces Patriots to come up for our Star-Spangled Banner. I'd now like to call up the Honorable Mayor Enid Weissman.
Good morning. Come on, good morning. Much better. In the past couple of minutes, this went from 1 page to about 4 pages. So we're very flexible, and I do want to take a moment and welcome all of you here today that stopped what you were doing, stopped your normal routine, and came here for our police chief promotion. I want to recognize first Vice Mayor Howard Weinberg, Commissioner Denise Landman, Commissioner Linda Marks, Commissioner Mark Narotsky, City Manager Eric Soroka, City Clerk Alyssa Horvath, our department directors Karen Lanke, Information Technology, Kimberly Merchant, Community Services, Joanne Carr, Community Development, Bryan Reducci, Finance, Joseph Kroll, Public Works and Transportation, Jeff Kilty, General Manager of Aventura Arts and Cultural Center, Julie Yam, the proud principal of ACES, Aventura City of Excellence School, and our guests, Rabbi Birkin, I know I saw you. I also want to recognize Rabbi Forta. I know you were here a minute ago. He's still here, good. Our former police chief, Steve Steinberg. And Steve, please stand for a second. I want everyone to see how really relaxed you are today. And our very first police chief, Tom Ribble, and I also want you to stand. Bryan, this is what you have to look forward to. I don't think that haircut would pass your roll call. I also want to recognize from the Aventura Marketing Council, their director, Elaine Adler, who is just walking through the door, and Executive Director Gary Pyatt. Also, former Commissioner, Vice Mayor Billy Joel. Thank you, Billy. And I have to tell you, we have outstanding representation from the police departments of our surrounding and not so surrounding municipalities. Chief Bill, and please wave your hand so we can look around and see who you are. Chief Bill Hernandez, North Miami Police Department. Assistant Chief Kevin Prescott, North Miami Beach Police Department. Assistant Chief Neil Cuevas, North Miami PD. Assistant Chief Larry Huriga, North Miami PD. Assistant Chief Robert Page, North Miami PD. Chief Delma Noel Pratt, Miami Gardens Police. Where are you, Delma? She was in the exact same position about 2 weeks ago when she was installed as Chief of Police for the City of Miami Gardens. Chief Rudy Herbello from Golden Beach. Chief Butch Arnell, President of the Florida Police Chiefs Association. Get this. Miami-Dade Assistant Directors Freddie Ramirez and Ariel Artime. I also want to welcome the proud family of Bryan Pegues. I really want to welcome you. Now that I've called out everybody who's sitting in the audience, I do have a few words to say this morning. I told the city manager that my speech is 42 minutes. I don't think anyone has ever made a speech that long, and I assure you that is not the length of the speech. And it probably will be the last time I call you Bryan for a long time. Bryan, I kind of wrote this for you. Today, you've become the third police chief in the history of our city. You follow a rich history of accomplishment led by our prior two chiefs. But today, that role of leadership belongs to you. This happens at a time when law enforcement in our country is facing numerous challenges. The most important challenge being that of trust of the people. Yesterday, you were one of the guys. Today, after reciting a few words, you become their leader. You've entered an elite class of humanity to which few are called. This is your day to shine. Don't lose sight of who you are when you don your stars. What you have chosen to do is a mission, a calling. You are the guardian of public safety. Do not take the tasks inherent in this noble and distinguished undertaking lightly. Every day of your life, you will be referred to as chief. Though chief has only 5 small letters, the weight of the title will be very heavy often. The men and women of our department will have their eyes on you. The community will have their eyes on you. They will listen to your words, but will be more influenced by your actions and your reactions. All eyes will be on you. Perhaps sometime during your career, you may have or you will save a life, or many lives for that matter, by putting your own life on the line, because this is what you've been called to do. Or you will ask those under you, serving under you, to do so. You've been entrusted to respond to these crises. All eyes will be on you. And yet, you will react with the utmost professionalism, as that is part and parcel of your mission and your persona. You will serve your community with all the pride you can muster and recognize that so many in this community rely on you. It served me well, so I'll pass it along. Abide by the golden rule. Always treat those you are called to assist as you want to be treated. And just as well, treat the subjects of the calls as you would want your family to be treated, and offer them the same protection. Always remember what right looks like, and never forget that evil is perpetrated when we look the other way and then do nothing. I ask that God bless you for the courage you will display by taking your solemn oath today, and for the extraordinary service you will provide and the sacrifices you will make on behalf of this, our beloved country. Speak from your heart. I couldn't be happier that you are becoming the chief of police of the city of Aventura. You have my support and the support of the entire commission. We wish you well in this endeavor.
Now I'd like to call up Rabbi Birkin for our invocation.
As I look out and see all of the police officers gathered here in the room, I think we need to say an extra special prayer that no one breaks the law in the city of Aventura over the next hour. Please rise. Today we gather to both pray and to celebrate. We pray for the health, the safety, and the well-being of our leaders. We pray for a future filled with prosperity and growth and goodness. We pray for an era of fellowship and peace. O God, we ask that you bless the fruits of our labor. May our efforts bring this glorious city closer to its noblest ideals. May our work on behalf of the city of Aventura enable all of our citizens to find happiness and fulfillment. This morning we celebrate the achievements of one man in particular, our incoming chief of police for the city of Aventura, Bryan Pegues, is a man who cares deeply for this community. He has distinguished himself by his service, his pursuit of justice, and his dedication and commitment to law enforcement in the city of Aventura. Along with his many talents and qualifications, Chief Pegues possesses our trust and confidence that he will serve his term with honor. O Lord, grant that our new chief find the strength to lead with dignity. Enable him to face challenges with fortitude and to resolve disputes with compassion. May his words be filled with wisdom and understanding, and may he be blessed with patience and love. Watch over our chief and his family, and protect all of those who serve, and protect us night and day. We thank you, O God, for this joyous assembly, and we thank you for your many precious gifts. We are grateful to be your partner in creating a better city, a better country, and a better world. Ken Yehi Ratzon, so may it be God's will, as we all say together. Amen. You may be seated.
Now, for the introduction of our new chief, I call Captain Karen Brinson.
Good morning. What an honor it is to be before you today to introduce you to the next City of Aventura Chief of Police. Today I find myself overly excited because I'm here about a person who I find quite remarkable. Chief Bryan Pegues has risen through the ranks here over the past 20 years. Each promotion was earned through pure merit, from officer to sergeant to lieutenant to captain to major, and now to this well-deserved position of Chief of Police. Over the last several years, he has been my direct supervisor. So I've learned a great deal about him and about how he carries himself, both in the public and behind the scenes. He has been a great motivator, a mentor, and a great leader. He takes the time to reach out and help develop officers on all levels. No one is beneath him. He encourages those who need it and motivate others to do better, not only for yourself, but for your family, and reminds you of your future possibilities. One of the things that I've learned under his supervision is to not only be there for my people, but to be there with my people. He is a cop's cop, and he does what is right for the city, the safety of our officers, and the community on a whole. He is certainly well respected by and loved by the troops here. I find him to be an honest man, a man of integrity, and very respectful. He certainly loves the city, and he shows it in everything that he does. When he speaks, he draws the attention of others. Because of his drive for this job and the leadership skills. Just a week ago, at our Citizens Academy graduation, he spoke and it moved everyone. Many people here and multiple people came up to me and said, "What a great motivational speech." He drives to educate others and urges them to push out to the community the truth about the things the police community endures and makes their lives more peaceful. This is only a small snippet of how he embraces the community. One of the things that I admire about him is that outside of work, the things that excite him the most is to be with his family. He loves his family, and he is a family man. He loves his wife, Kathy, dearly, and their two beautiful children, Aiden and Lily. It has been and continues to be an honor to work with him. A few funny things about him. If you work closely with him, you'll know he knows how to operate incredibly in stealth mode, and I think SWAT has a lot to do with that. He can literally go in and out of his office without detection. Just when you think he's in his office, he's gone. But he is always there when we need him. He is also the only individual that in this agency whose weight I would say has never changed in the 20 years. He has neither lost nor gained a single pound in 20 years, whereas most of us are not even recognizable anymore. That shows that he's the person that truly takes care of himself. On a serious note, one of the best qualities that I believe Chief Pegues possesses is his ability to get along with everyone. He has the ability to build consensus and bring everyone together. He does not display hate, envy, or malice. He knows how to find the good in everyone. He knows how to find the qualities that would make you a better person. That is a quality I think that he would always, and I always respect him for that. I think that's a quality that we can all use, in other words. Chief Pegues did not move quietly through the ranks. He was a hard-working K-9 officer and sergeant. He rose to the rank of lieutenant, supervised internal affairs, the Detective Bureau, and the administrative divisions. He served as a captain over the patrol division and also as a major. He was an active member of the SWAT team for nearly 10 years and then held the position of SWAT commander for several more years. He is a graduate of the University of South Florida, where he obtained his bachelor's degree. He graduated from the University of Louisville's Southern Police Institute Command Officer Development Course, class number 70. He is a graduate out of Quantico, Virginia, from the prestigious FBI Academy, class number 243, where only 1% of law enforcement executives are selected to attend. He holds various memberships in various police organizations, and I cannot say enough about this well-rounded leader. I will now ask that the city manager, Eric Soroka, and city clerk, Elisa Horvath, please come up to the podium. Chief, this is the moment we've been waiting for. You may now.
That I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States,
the Constitution and government of the United States,
the state of Florida, and the Charter of the City of Aventura, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state and the Charter of the City of Aventura, that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of police chief upon which I am now about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I would ask if Chief Steve Steinberg, if he could come and pin the badge.
just want to say that it's an honor and a privilege to pin Bryan's badge on him today, and it's an honor and a privilege to work with him together all these years that we've worked together at the Aventura Police Department.
City Manager Soroka, Mayor Weissman, Commissioners of the City of Aventura, Chiefs Ribble and Steinberg, Command Staff of the Aventura Police Department, families, distinguished guests, and most importantly, my fellow law enforcement officers. It is my great privilege to accept the honor of being the next Chief of Police for the City of Aventura. I am deeply grateful to be asked to lead the best police department in the United States of America. I was lucky enough back in 1997 to be one of the first sworn officers of the brand new Aventura Police Department. Chief Thomas Ribble was the inspirational leader who for 10 years blazed the trail for a newly conceived department. He passed the mantle of leadership to Chief Steven Steinberg, who nurtured the agency and built its strength for another 10 years. The monumental effort it took these men to launch our state-of-the-art agency has my respect, and I could not be where I am today without these two great chiefs. For those of you who know me, it comes as no surprise that I take very seriously the nobility and privilege of police work. I know that only the strongest souls are asked to face the type of challenges that we see every day on the street. As the guardians of society, we must set the example for ethics, professionalism, and bravery. Many days we will arrive to work and be faced immediately with crisis. We may hear the urgent call for help go out on the radio, like Officer Luis Chavez, who fearlessly chased and stopped a man with a gun while coming under fire himself. Or courageous officers, like Officer Helen Morrison, who for 37 years has charged headfirst into danger, confronting violent offenders alongside her brave canine partners. Or heartbreaking examples of humanity and compassion, like Officers George Alonzo, Officer Kevin Baskell, and Sergeant Mark Frieder, who refused to give up, no matter how long it took to resuscitate an infant that had been strangled. Or selfless acts of bravery, like that of Sergeant Lino Diaz, who was a member of our joint SWAT team, who, despite being shot multiple times by a violent assailant, continued to push forward into the fight to protect his fellow officers and the community. Or like Sergeant Nelson Reyes, who placed his own vehicle and body in harm's way, taking a head-on impact to prevent a group of fleeing armed carjackers from terrorizing our community. These are the brave and noble acts that our Aventura officers do each and every day. Not for glory, not for riches, but because they are true American heroes. Our job may call upon us to save lives or make the ultimate sacrifice of our own lives for the protection of others. Serendipitously, in 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th, today, as National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Today is the very special day where our society pays recognition to those law enforcement officers who have sacrificed their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. In 2016, there were 145 line of duty deaths. And this year, we already surpassed that death toll by a heart-wrenching 22%. The average age of the officer killed in the line of duty is 41 years young. As police officers, we all need to be cognizant of this ever-present and mounting danger without allowing ourselves to grow despondent, calloused, or insensitive to the violence. We must recognize the nonstop stress of this profession and work intentionally to keep our morale up for the protection of each other and for our families who are serving right beside us. They deserve our diligent mindfulness that as our loved ones, they will suffer the most if we fall. The toughest job in the world is being a law enforcement officer, and enforce the laws we must, even though this fact will always make us unpopular with a certain segment of society. Our society is going through many upheavals, and as cops, we are the first to be asked to confront the many complex challenges such as homelessness, mental health care, poverty, drug addiction, specifically opioid addiction, crimes against women, racial and religious strife. As the individuals on the front line during this time, we must hold steady. The only way that we will all survive this job is if we hold true to the ideals that first made us want to be cops. Service to our fellow man, an unwavering sense of right and wrong, and the bravery to protect those who cannot protect themselves. It takes tremendous strength to stand up recently as a police officer, knowing that you will be publicly scrutinized. Each split-second decision possibly looped on the 5 o'clock news. Officers all over the country are at the mercy of social media. Today, it is law enforcement's challenge to embrace new technologies and make them work for us. Not even the best piece of tech can tell the whole story of what we feel and see on the streets. As a department, we will be promoting cutting-edge technological innovations, which will assist us by providing clarity during complex situations. It will take law enforcement even more strength as custodians of public trust to take a hard look at ourselves, identify problems that may be within our agency or whole profession, and with transparency and fortitude, remove those stains from what is truly an honorable and noble vocation. We hold ourselves to the highest standards. I, as chief, will both raise that bar and lift up others in the Aventura Police Department as the future leaders and protectors of our great city. I honor my fellow officers with their families for their continual sacrifices. I value your teamwork. I truly do. And stalwartness as together we meet the current challenges of police work. I will have the same expectations from every member of the Aventura Police Department. Honesty, competence, bravery, mental and physical fitness, respect for others, zeal for your duties, compassion, restraint, and above all, good judgment. Hard work will be rewarded. Incompetence will be swiftly addressed. Teamwork, mandatory. And misconduct made transparent and rectified. From the command staff to the supervisory staff to each patrol officer, we will be jointly guided by our mission and unyielding commitment to the citizens of Aventura. Our department will be the flagship example of innovative law enforcement strategies, crime prevention, and data-driven solutions customized to our unique Aventura demographic. In closing, as Chief of Police, I will be loyal and resolute in support of my fellow officers, knowing that our team, with integrity and fairness, will hold true and faithfully serve the citizens of Aventura. I take a solemn oath as Chief of Police to do my best for Aventura's finest, for each one of you here, each and every day. And for the people of Aventura who are under our protection. Thank you, and may God protect each and every one of you. Let's eat. Oh, hold on, baby. Hold on. Fine, it's okay.
I just wanted to let you know that. Very touching.
I think right up here.